This is evaluation 4, which will answer the question, how did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Similar to the question, we shall split this video into 3 sections, which will cover the technologies used in planning and research, then the technologies used in the construction of our video, and finally the technologies used in the evaluation stages of our video.
Firstly, the planning and research stage. If we had to choose the most important tool to use at this stage, it would be Blogger. Blogger allowed us to view blogs from previous students, which gave us a good indication as to what would be expected of us in the coming year. We researched a number of blogs, from the A grade standard to those that achieved a C grade, which gave us a good scope to contrast the differences so that we could make sure we were at the top end of that scale.
YouTube, one of the most famous websites in the history of the internet. YouTube is an online video sharing site, allowing users to post videos to then share with the public. YouTube was the site that almost every previous student used to post their music video, allowing us to watch those and in the same way as the blog, see what made a good one and what made a bad one. As well as examples of old work, we could use professional music videos made by global artists, including our chosen one, Rizzlekicks. We could draw inspiration from the professionals, as well as research the codes and conventions of a music video, which would help us later in the project.
Making a mood board would help us gather some ideas and motivate us on our journey to make a good music video. To help us do this, we use 2 main technologies, Google Images and Adobe Photoshop CS6. Google Images was our source of images. We just typed in a name of an artist or even a certain genre of music, and within seconds we would get millions of pictures that could be used on our mood board. Once the images had been collected, it was decided that Photoshop would be our program of choice when piecing together the initial mood board. This professional-looking software allows us to easily rotate, scale and manipulate our images all in one package, which was convenient for us all.
In addition to creating a mood board, we needed to make sure we had questioned a range of people who would give us a specific idea of what they would expect to see in a music video. We did this in 2 ways, through an online group survey and also by using focus groups. We used SurveyMonkey as our online survey, as it would not only let us make an online survey for free, but also allowed us to analyse the results so that we could view the answers in detail through the use of graphs and percentages. We used SoundCloud to upload the voice recordings we had made of our focus groups. It allowed us to easily share the makeshift podcast with not only the SoundCloud community, but also those who read our blog. SoundCloud currently has around 40 million registered users, as well as 200 million listeners, so we believe that this was a nice opportunity to get our media group noticed and hopefully draw in more readers of our blog. The podcasts were embedded onto the blog, where they can be listened to right from the page.
A storyboard is an essential part of planning a music video, as it sketches the outline and plot and gives a basic plan to keep those involved organised and on track. We wanted to evolve throughout the year and use some technologies that we haven't previously used, and so we used the website Pixton. Pixton is a site where you can make comic book style sketches and add text to them. This was a more fun and colourful way of drawing up an initial storyboard and was a big step forward from the classic pen and paper technique that was used last year. This storyboard was also embedded onto the blog, where it could be viewed quickly and easily.
This idea of presenting our information in new ways inspired us to look for even more different technology that could be used to present some of our research on the blog. We came across an American program called Voki, which allows users to create their very own talking character. We created an Australian monkey who, although didn't have much relevance to our theme, he was a fun and almost fascinating choice. Listen now for a preview of what he said.
We have chosen to create a music video for the song When I Was a Youngster by young pop duo Rizzlekicks.
2 similar types of software that we again used as a means of presenting research information were Microsoft PowerPoint and Prezi. PowerPoint is a familiar program to a lot of people and isn't in need of much explanation. Prezi has been touted as the new and up-to-date PowerPoint with its zoom-in transitions and flashy themes. Prezi was a fun way of presenting research in a more aesthetically pleasing fashion for our readers.
Planning our travel on this project was a rather important part of it because we had to be at a certain location at certain times and we were sometimes filming inside school hours, so we had to plan around our other lessons. Google Maps is a free online mapping service that allows you to either explore the map or get directions from A to B. In this case, we use Google Maps to help us with our route from Romford Station to Raffles Park, which is one of our main filming locations. It provides you with a rough time estimate as to how long it will take to get from A to B, as well as suggesting the fastest route. National Rail Enquiries is the UK's #1 travel website, and using their iPhone app, we could plan our travel routes when going to our filming locations. It was convenient having it as an app, which meant we could check times on the go and have the very latest information at our fingertips.
Now on to the construction stage. The iPhone 5 is one of the most famous phones around the world, and it was this that we used to capture all of our footage for the music video. It was portable and light, and being a phone, it was always in our possession. We not only used the HD recording capabilities of the phone, but also the 8-megapixel camera to take pictures for our digipack and magazine advert. The iPhone gave us other benefits, such as having a built-in voice memos app that we used to record podcasts and even this evaluation, and also had access to the internet almost anywhere, so that we could use apps such as the National Rail Enquiries or Google Maps whilst out and about. It paired up naturally with the MacBook Pro, using software such as iPhoto and iFunbox to make the transferring of these files quick and simple.
We've just mentioned it there, and it was one of the vital pieces of hardware that we used in this project, an Apple MacBook Pro. We've put this in the construction stage of the video, but in truth it could be put in all three, as it was used constantly throughout the year, whether we were accessing the internet in lessons to research and plan, using the video or photo editing software in the construction stages, or even using it to make this evaluation video on.
Final Cut Pro is a video editing software that we use to piece together our music video. Having used it in our AS Foundation project, we had found new tools that could be utilised into this video, such as different transitions, and we was also more familiar with the interface and the process you have to go through in order to cut footage and add effects.
We have already briefly gone over this next piece of software, but Adobe Photoshop was a key utensil in the production of our digipack and magazine advert. Using a template from the website discmakers.com, we created two different digipacks, a normal edition and a limited edition. Photoshop provided many inbuilt filters that we could use to cover the images, and also has a variety of photo manipulating tools that meant we could customise the photos even further.
Blogger has also already been touched upon, but we should just briefly mention it again under the construction heading, because it was a main tool used to show the journey we have made from foundation to advanced projects. After every task we completed, we posted it on the blog, which would allow us to log what we had already done and refer it later, and also entertain those who read it.
On to the evaluation stage now, and there were two main types of technology used here. Firstly, YouTube, which has already been mentioned. We posted our video onto YouTube, which allowed users to comment on the video and give us feedback on what they thought.
Secondly, we used Twitter. Twitter is one of the hottest social network sites around at the moment and gave users the opportunity to give us direct feedback on what they thought of the video. Twitter has a limit of 140 characters, so although getting detailed feedback was unlikely, the feedback we did receive was short, sharp, and got straight to the point.